Hi, collective. What can I say about the energies of right now? The new moon energy last week ended up being a very heavy energy, and it was predicted to be one of, if you went into it with the right vibration and focus on manifestations, to be very powerful. But what it feels is that many went into it with fear still, and that fear has brought about this heaviness, and it feels like many have got thrust into a lot of automatic shadow work and a lot of dark night of the soul. What I will say with either of them things is, do not be in resistance to them. Let it flow. The resistance, as my friend Sarah Epiphany always says, the resistance with things like the dark night of the soul is where where the struggle is. If you release the resistance, usually you can get into a beautiful space of understanding why you have to go for a dark night of the soul. Just like with some mental health things, when we get into a place of stagnancy, that's where the struggle with it comes. Usually, and I can talk from my own experience, we can pass through it a lot easier if we're not in resistance, because we don't create a stagnancy, we don't create a backflow instead. We have a contradictory energy as well at the moment, where it's people are feeling very heart in their heart center, but also confused. And what's coming to me is that we have a lot going on in America, which is the root chakra, and that's creating an instability. America's the root chakra of the world, and UK is the heart chakra. And we've got a very contradictory energy going on in the things that our powers that be are deciding for the people. Now, the heart chakra of the world has been pushing for the best outcome to manifest, and there's been some great movements of certain things not being mandated, giving people more sovereignty. What we do have to understand with sovereignty and free will is that it doesn't always come with joy. This world was set up for us to feel too comfortable. Not every country, because we know a lot of countries, I'm talking about first world countries. We've been lulled into a false sense of security, that we've got all this freedom and we can get to do what we want, only to find that really that doesn't exist. What we were given is too much, things made too easy, so that when it comes to an idea that we're going to lose them things, many people will take certain choices so that they don't lose them comforts. People want the security that they feel that they've got, when really a lot of what we feel we've got is just an illusion to maintain mass control. So the heart chakra and the root chakra are going in different directions on how that's to be done, and a lot of different countries have gone either way on that as well. So we've got a divide within choices of countries. we've also got then a divide within humanity on some choices. And then, as you know, as within, so without, so many people are feeling that divide within themselves. They're feeling what they want one thing with their heart, and then but they're not feeling secure. So they want to go with their heart, but at the same time they've got a fear, their security, their root is shaken, and they're not in alignment. So the collective is feeling shaken at the moment. The thing is, I feel like if we all do as best we can, focus individually at the moment on what the best outcome for you and maybe your little family, if you've got children, would be. If everyone did that rather than trying to mass focus on the collective just for a minute, for like the next week until more energy starts moving, because my guys are telling me come like after the 20th of September, we're going to start to feel a lot of energy shifts. So reserve some of your energy in focusing on the collective right now and try and focus on your own people. Because if we all do that just for a little bit, the collective is taken care of. You can be aware of the collective needs, but make it happen within your little world, and that's you putting your bit into the collective pie. Yeah. It's still so important to not buy into the fear factory. The fear is one of the main control mechanisms in this illusionary space. I've got my ball with me here inside the dodecahedron, which is ether. It's helping me channel information as I'm talking. At the moment, the guides are saying we don't have to be able to actually see the outcome. We just have to feel our way through. So when you are thinking about what the best possible outcome for you and yours is, feel the best outcome and go with that. What feels right? What would feel beautiful for manifested outcome and manifested timeline? Because I have got this deep feeling that most people who are in the collective right now want very similar things. So if you focus on you and yours and everyone's doing the same and it's very similar, we've got a good chance of really jumping firmly onto the timeline that gets us to where we need to be. Truth is so important though. There's so much illusion even within the spiritual community, so much infiltration and distortion of ideas and control and manipulation. That's another reason why it's important right now to go into your space and not focus on collective ideas, because there is many destructive ideas that have been placed within the collective community that only serve to help agendas. Now, I'm not going to sit here naming them because I don't want to also feed into the confusion, and I feel like you have to feel through. People now have to feel through, because people like me who speak on platforms have to know that whatever we're speaking is authentically coming from a space of truth. So when I work with my guides, I make sure that I make sure that they're still working in universal law. They're working in unconditional love with me, so that I know that when they give any information to me to give to you, that is from heart, it's from universal law, and it's not going to be tainted. And when I say my guides, mainly that's my higher self, who everyone knows is my guide. Everyone who knows me in any capacity, my guide Dysharma, which is why my company is called House of Dysharma. House of Dysharma. So yeah, so I'm putting the information through. Don't want to go off track too much. And it really feels like it's important to try and cut out some of the chatter, some of the too many ideas telling you what to do right now. You've got to do this or you won't get to New Earth. You've got to do that or you won't get to New Earth. You got to... That even that is creating its own then panic. Or there's platforms that talk a lot about, if you don't move country right now, this is going to happen to you. Please just focus on, if you know you can't move country, if you know you can't do, well, just focus on the best outcome for your life, for what can be done. Because there's no point me telling people to try and manifest something that they can't even believe in on any level could happen. And then most people are going to say, where do I go? Which creates another fear. So please, right now, go into your own space. Think about what you and yours need. Don't try and panic yourself. Okay? We've also got a lot of natural and unnatural disasters happening at the moment, which people like me saw, other people, loads of people saw coming up. You'll be able to feel around which ones feel like it's Gaia and which one feels like it's not Gaia. But again, it creates a as a within, so without type thing. So try and settle any kind of feelings inside yourself that feel shaky, stormy, eruptive. Try and find ways to settle energies within yourself. Do things that bring you calmness. Do things that bring you joy if you can. Try and do things that get your spirit settled. Just try and get to you. And that's what the main thing has been really over the last how long. Try and get to you. There's such a feeling of anxiety in the collective energy right this minute, because people are starting to not just feel like the systems are falling, which is exciting for people, but also means that new systems would have to be built. So we can leave people in no man's land. We've got people talking about new financial systems. That's scary for people. There's so much that's not leaving people with no real security about what's to be, is that people feel like out of sorts. The humans have come to rely on security so much. But if you can try and talk to your get through to your higher self, try and connect with your guides, your ancestors, try and create some connection with your spirit team, but also try and go within as much as possible, because they actually do reside within you. You are them and they are you. It's a very... I don't want to go into other concepts, because at the moment I'm mindful of not trying to fill people's heads with spiritual concepts. It's more so important the energy of what you do rather than your understanding of philosophies. Now, for today, I'm going to be quiet. I think I've said enough for today, but I hope that it should give you some food for thought about disconnecting for, say, the next few days. from the collective energy and focusing on what you and yours need for your best outcome. I love you all. I will see you all soon. Namaste.